1. When my somatic experience therapist asked how I felt in my solar plexus, her hands below my back as if holding me for a seance, I pointed to my lower abdomen. That's where it is, right? I asked. No. We'd been practicing saying no. Boundaries. A shield. A halt for people apt to violate my space. No wonder then, when she put her hand below my breasts, right palm resting down along my rib cage, I began to panic. What do you feel when I place my hand here, she asks. In my head, I think. Am I supposed to be honest? Remember the time. In my head, I think, well, isn't this the point of therapy? Remember the time. In my head, I think, well, isn't this supposed to have already gone away? Remember the time. The truth, I ask her? Yes, she says. It reminds me of when he molested me. What do you want to say or do to my hand, she asks. What did you want to say or do to his hand? I think out loud. I can't decide if I'm supposed to sit here and learn to be okay with it or push it away. She says, if you don't want it there, push it away. I take my right hand and I push away her palm and I say no. And out, I weep a hysteria I have never before heard emerge from my vocal cords. The 14-year-old girl stuck underneath the body of a friend, her front torso breathing against her bedroom carpet. It's like the 14-year-old yelped out the tears wedged inside her frozen body. And I watched myself sob as Dorothy held me with her hands below my back and patted my arm and said, let it out and let it go. And out wept the wretched winds. 2. In 2014, when Dylan Farrow came out once again stating her experiences being molested by Woody Allen, I told the part of my brain that had always loved his movies it was time to go. I didn't say Kaddish, didn't mourn, just shut down the memories of renting Sleeper at Dog Ears Music and Video. And I said, no, smooth criminal, you are no longer welcome here. 3. When the nurse at Student Health asked if I wanted a rape kit or to press charges 2 days after I was raped, and my soon-to-be best friend took me to Student Health after English class for the morning after pill, I said no. I didn't know much. I was only 19. I did know that the judicial system wasn't always kind to us survivors. They don't care about us. My frozen body trapped against the carpet in its own home, again. 4. When Ani DeFranco decided to hold a writing workshop on a former plantation, and she didn't fully acknowledge her white privilege or wrongdoings in her attempt at apology, I started skipping over her tracks every time they came up on my iTunes playlists. Black or white. 5. When my friends picked me up sophomore year of high school, the night I had been sitting alone in my treehouse drinking a bottle of Rolling Rock and writing poetry, they said we were going to his house. And when they asked if that was okay, I couldn't say no. I didn't want to spend the rest of the night alone in my treehouse. I figured it was easier to stand in the middle of his living room with a silent scream. 6. When he and I were in the same group for Turnabout, it was my idea to make our group's theme safari. The girls would be the hunted animals dressed as prey in animal print outfits. The guys would be the hunters dressed for the kill. When I binged on Cheetos in the bathroom at the after party and locked myself in the bathroom to purge, I always thought it was so ironic that he began banging on the bathroom door because he was waiting to use the bathroom. And he said, "You better not be puking." Man, in the mirror. He didn't know it was me. 7. Billie Jean, we are dancing the way you make me feel. Carly is in a red dress at the front of the stage in Gaffney Auditorium. Beat it. We are in my bedroom with the lights off, flashlights against our chin, jumping on my bed, dancing across the bedroom carpet, half a dozen of us kids, 8. When a friend shames me for listening to Tupac, it is a Monday morning, and he shames me on Twitter. I am 31 years old. It's April. I didn't know Tupac was a convicted rapist. I didn't remember the time. I've been listening to Tupac since high school. I've been listening to Tupac since after 1993 when he was convicted of rape. I engage in a private dialogue with my friend over email. I cry for an hour. I listen to the mix Jeremy and I made in 2001. I haven't listened to it in years. I don't know the track listing anymore, so I write it down as I go. And track 9 is Man in the Mirror, and track 10 is The Way You Make Me Feel. And it is 2:57 p.m., and I am still feeling ashamed and triggered by my friend's tweet. It's black, it's white, scream, they don't care about us. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking, beating. And for the first time in 28 years, since Thriller was my first cassette tape at age 3, I skipped the track. And track 11 is Smooth Criminal. And I want so badly to listen to it, but I skip it too. And the next track is 9 Inch Nails. I wanna fuck you like an animal. How primal we are. There is no more music. There is nothing left to sound. Help me become somebody else. Thank you.